What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode?
By the beginning of 2021, let's just say I was really over Tulsa and was ready to adjust my own way and adjust right on out of Oklahoma. But after what I thought was prudent counsel from others, I chose to bear it down and fight through the adversity. Then again, life happens. After attending a networking event, I met a number of individuals and made some real connections. With some of those individuals, I'm still cool with today. However, amongst those individuals, I made two best friends. One of those friends took advantage of me while I was asleep after I told her there were certain lines I wasn't willing to cross. By the way, men, listen up. Always be aware of your surroundings, and not every woman should be trusted. Period. The other individual will later go on a tirade of the defamation of character because she didn't get her way with me. Now women, I got love for you and advocate for you all the time. But while some of you try to destroy the good ones. However, at this point, I had to realize if women in the Tulsa area were acting like this, I can only imagine what the men of the area were doing to the women. I mean, Jesus Christ. Although I met some good guys and what appeared to be real family men from the outside looking in, there's still another category that's less discussed. Perhaps we should ask one of the many black women locked up for murder for defending themselves from the abuse of a domestic partner. Check the stats. Oklahoma is still leading the country concerning imprisonment. Period. Especially of black women. And of course, there's no surprise. Black men are in a close second. To the controlling tribes of that area, as a former transplant recognized as African American, or socially dismissed as just black. Minorities in general can really benefit from your legal prominence. Shame on the general establishment of the old guard for what you all get away with on a daily basis. With the same fervor Nina Simone once had from Mississippi, all I can say is, Oklahoma. Someone once asked me, what does civil rights mean to me? Before I answer, first allow me to share what brought my answer to be. Past recollections of strange fruit that southern trees used to bear, drenched with the water from hoses that sprayed citizens that chanted, I was born free. Coupled with the harsh realities that leaders of change witnessed as they took their final breaths. When in reality, all they wanted to live for was peace. Generations of ancestors taught me songs of faith to deal with such disparities, to reveal that even if chains ever dangled from my wrists, that I could still live free. Free to live the life of integrity, selflessness, and the love for the entire human race, with the mentality to live out a dreamer's dream, never to be deferred. For I walk in confidence, speak with sophistication, and clothe myself with respect. Because I am not a lost cause, and I'm much smarter than generalized tests may read about me. In my spirit, you will find an advocate that motivates me to be all that I can be. And who am I? Simply a man destined for great things. So what does civil rights mean to me? The right to be the man I believe myself to be. Lord, they don't feel my pain. Strive to live a life, most want to see me die. Lord, they don't know my pain. Scared of my battle cries, forced them to do or die. Lord, they don't share my pain. It feels like I'm hunting, my country don't want me. Lord, they don't hear my pain. They don't hear my pain. So why do you wanna kill me? For the way the Lord built me, it doesn't make sense to me. How many out there feel me? Started when I was a young book, searching for good luck. Institutionalized, make them feel I wasn't good enough. Damage these young minds, so there's no progress. Erase the middle class, I mean, Lord, God bless. They wonder why the nation is gone mad. Uneducated, and now we have an orange man making decisions on what we should do with no clue. Breaking our backs with no health care is so rude.
They look in the eyes of the youth and tell them no truth. Ignoring the time, saying trust we to be better for you.
But the youth ain't going for that, none of that blah blah. Way too smart for that, the common sense won't be denied. And I'll be there to leave you ready to fight on the front lines. To get what you heard is warrior code at all times. Lord, they don't feel my pain. Strive to live a life, most want to see me die. Lord, they don't know my pain. Scared of my battle cries, forced them to do or die. Lord, they don't share my pain. Feels like I'm hunting, my country don't want me. Lord, they don't hear my pain. They don't hear my pain. Huge shout to military forces, I owe you. If you're listening to make a difference, my friend, I salute you. I wish that none of you, especially when you came home, that it was never a day that you felt all alone. My brothers and sisters, united in arms, but stateside the neighbors don't respect your scars, refusing to respect your valor on your mental mood, and all the trauma that you've been through, potential emotional triggers and all that. Plus society's rules don't favor your combat. However, as a veteran, born in the same land, will extend my arm if you need a hand. And if you require a crutch, I'll help you to stand. No payment required, it's just who I am. And I salute everyone that crossed over beforehand. Lord, they don't feel my pain. Strive to live a life, most want to see me die. Lord, they don't know my pain. Scared of my battle cries, forced them to do or die. Lord, they don't share my pain. Feels like I'm hunting, my country don't want me. Lord, they don't hear my pain. They don't hear my pain.
I'd like to send a huge shout out to everyone for checking out this project, and thank you for your time. If we were able to conduct a conscientious conversation about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, how inviting would the conversation be with the stone the builders refused? Regardless of what you think of me, I'm still a product of this nation, and my life matters. From the bottom to the top, in full circle, the struggle never stops. And the wild part, the only thing that separates us is our history. But oh wait, how could I forget? My history was interrupted and replaced. So all I have is a story of resilience and faith. Regardless of what you think of me, a conscientious conversation only requires 2 or more willing individuals. Americans, it's time for an open and honest conversation. A discussion with the intent of improving the quality of life, not only for promoting select groups of this united nation, but benefiting the entire nation. So let's have a seat and discuss.
They don't feel my pain. They don't feel my pain.
But you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right? All the videos you've seen, have you seen any white people get killed? You have.
After packing up with hopes of moving into a new home, I was alerted 1 hour before the official closing. The underwriter reneged on his pre-approval, and it was back to square one. The official reason for this was, although I had the down payment, credit score, over 10 years of financial and tax information, the systematic clause was immoral and unjust. He said, since I accepted financial relief for my business as a sole proprietorship for 30 days at the beginning of the pandemic was the excuse. Man, I tell you, I really wish I had a dependable lawyer or legal representation in any city or location I've ever been or resided in, because he or she would be a millionaire solely for this country's harsh and unjust treatment towards me at times. But at any rate, for the sake of staying committed to my decision to relocate, I reluctantly sublet and stayed in environments completely unhealthy for progression and positivity, while actively searching for alternative living quarters until an apartment finally came available. However, after the leasing office didn't complete the fixes promised prior, they delivered a new dishwasher to the apartment and positioned it in the middle of the living room without changing the old, and never issued me a mailbox key. I chose to break my lease agreement before the expiration period and finally moved out of my storage and moved all my belongings back to Paducah, Kentucky. Hell, I'd rather travel back and forth from Oklahoma to Kentucky every 3 weeks than deal with this bullshit. Period.
Hey, what's happening, folks? What's happening? On behalf of Daily Discipline, CJ Ward Creations, Higher Performance Clinics, The Ward, and Wellness Services. There's so many things I can name, and it's not from, an arrogant, braggadocious, none of that. It's simply a sense of humbleness. When I sit here right now in the very room that I'm in my hometown, I can recall almost 5 years ago being in the same room, barely able to even walk. And since from that time, so I mentioned Daily Discipline, CJ Ward Creations, Higher Performance Clinics, the Ward and Wellness Services, and something else I didn't name, the Warriors Code, and we can keep going, CJ the Wordsmith, and we can keep going. What's another one, Tank? The War of Mind, Body, and Soul on the strength of Road to Recovery. And that was 7 different things. And something that I really believe in is the power of understanding, the power of words, power of, stuff making sense. So just on the number 7, meaning completion, the journey was rough, but thank the Lord I made it through. So I want to do this video. I was just sitting here contemplating because I really don't like to do video. I really don't like to talk to you, tell you the truth. But, it's not about me for real. So I was like, you know what? This is day 1 of getting reacclimated to my purpose. I've been doing a lot of research, been doing a lot of sacrificing for the sake of this. So I know it's going to be worth it. But, this is, Lord willing, be the first of many. Appreciate the Creator for everything He's done to create me to be, who I finally found myself to, truly be.
And, you know, I think it's the power of self-love, man. Like, I rock with me. And like I said, it's not just from an arrogant standpoint. Like, how can I expect somebody else to want to rock with me, love to rock with me, if I don't love to rock with myself, period. So, yeah, like, it's all a mentality, period. All a mentality. But, I hope it's the first of many. I'm looking forward to what the future holds. Once your purpose is fully in sight, once your purpose is fully in sight, what is stopping you from doing it? So I'm looking forward to these next steps and everything that's coming before this. So, as always, be encouraged. I thank you for your time, and I hope you are well in life. And I think I'm going to enjoy bringing you all along during my journey. It's CJ Ward, touching in, touching base. I'll let you later.
With everything that transpired during this portion of my life's journey, I had to pay my respects by visiting my mother's gravesite. Woo! We sure had a lot to catch up on. Love you, Mama. Based on the enormous amounts of trauma experienced in Oklahoma, I had to make my way to somebody's beach. So Florida, here I come. Finally, a breath of fresh air and away from the selfish intent of others. I'm telling you, and a word to the wise, some people will try to drain you of all your energy and have an attitude when they see you recharging. Huge shout out to those who know the difference. Although I was able to briefly catch up with a few folks and vibe with a very cool and down-to-earth veteran, finally seeing my former Razorback teammate and brother for life after nearly 20 years was right on time. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, real talk, real talk. I'm over here with my homeboy for real. Hey, my brother, period, point blank. Hey, you see, we need some light real quick.
No.
Hey, you know what it is. Hey, ain't nothing changed. Over 20 years in the game. Look at him, look at him.
That. We gonna show a little ice.
You know what I'm
We gonna show a little something.
Hey, little something. Hey.
Simple as that.
Hey, man, you got anything to say to the people? You know what I'm talking about? You got
Enough said.
Enough said.
But hey, what's understood is already understood.
That part. So, hey, we gonna keep it going. Hey, but I had to do this. Hey, this is my brother forever, and that's all it's gonna ever be. Period.
The beach. And just like that, I made sure to cast all my troubles, concerns, and frustrations into the Atlantic. Lord, I'm grateful. Period. And just like that, as soon as I was ready to walk completely away from Tulsa, I received an email from the Living Arts of Tulsa that I was accepted into the Centennial Art Project and Gallery as one of the featured artists. Persistence and faith can take you a long way.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future.